What up, guys? It's Vive and Salvajee Cartel. Okay, so today we're talking PTR buff impressions and some of my thoughts on the buffs that came into the PTR on PC. Because as you guys know, sadly I play on console. But don't worry, guys. I should have a PC by the end of the year, I think, and that's good because that means I'm going to be able to bring you guys like PTR gameplay and all that good stuff. Alright, so let's get right into it. So I already made a video on this yesterday. But there's a new game mode, obviously, on the PTR called Deathmatch and Team Deathmatch. Honestly, I haven't seen any gameplay of it because I've been grinding for summer game loot boxes because I don't want to buy any boxes. But honestly, this is pretty awesome, and I cannot wait to play Deathmatch. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna go Soldier 76 on Deathmatch, or Roadhog, or May. You know, some cheeky hero like that. But honestly, I'm really going to try to go Widowmaker, guys. I want to see if I can get at least top 3 with Widowmaker on a deathmatch game. That would be so fucking awesome. But anyways, those are my thoughts on the deathmatch. Oh, now, of course, we also got some information on the maps that we're going to be able to play on deathmatch and team deathmatch. So for team deathmatch, we're only going to be having Black Forest, Castillo, Eco Point Antarctica, and Necropolis. I don't really know how I feel about this. Necropolis is kind of like a very short map. But, you know, Blizzard, I guess they know what they're doing. Now, for the deathmatch game mode, we're going to have Hanamura, Horizon Cancer Colony. Horizon Lunar Colony. I'm just kidding. It's called Horizon Cancer Colony. Let's face it, guys. Like, we know it's called like that because every time that you play Horizon Cancer Colony, you're going up against a cancer comp. Like, let's be real here. Temple of Anubis, Volskaya Industries, Dorado, Eichenwald, Hollywood, and King's Row. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how these maps, of course, will look in the deathmatch game mode. So we also got, of course, Chatu, Guyard, whatever. I already talked about this yesterday. With that said, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the hero buffs, but starting with, of course, the Widowmaker buff. I have I think I have 90 hours on Widowmaker already. Yeah, I have 90 hours on, no, 92 or 93 hours on Widowmaker by now. So let's talk about these Widowmaker changes. The cooldown of the grappler hook was reduced from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. I have had videos in the past where I have said this exact same thing. I hope Widowmaker gets a buff to the grapple. A lot of Widowmaker players have been saying this because Widowmaker's grapple, it's basically her only way of survivability. And in the past, you know, she basically, you know, once you were used the grapple, if somebody jumped on you, you were fucked, okay? Now, some of you guys might think that 4 seconds isn't really a big deal, but 4 seconds in Overwatch can be the difference between life and death. On top of all that, I also think it takes 4 seconds for Winston to kill a 200 HP hero as well. So, yeah, guys, 4 seconds for the grapple cooldown is a major big deal. Obviously, this isn't going to benefit all Widowmaker players. You know, great Widowmaker players know how to use the grapple effectively, but this is basically going to give Widowmaker more mobility, and it's going to give Widowmaker more opportunities to land some annoying grapple shots and all of that good stuff. Honestly, I am super happy with the Widowmaker buff. I definitely still think that they need to increase her charging speed by 10%. Just for the simple reason that Hanzo can just outdamage Widowmaker easily. But of course, I can't complain. This Widowmaker buff is a step in the right direction, and if you guys ask me, I'm completely 100% happy with it. And I'm very thankful that Blizzard took the time to take a look into Widowmaker, because honestly, Widowmaker has been a hero that Blizzard doesn't even want to touch, okay? Now, another thing that I really like about the Widowmaker buff is that now if somebody gets affected through your Venom Mine, in other words, if somebody gets your Venom Mine, you know, gets hit by your Venom Mine, you can actually see them through walls. This is amazing, and let me explain to you guys why this is amazing, right? Before, in the past, affected targets, by the way, so that means if you throw the Venom Mine in a team fight, okay, you can tag multiple people, but I don't know about that because I think the Venom Mine only, you know, hits one person. But again, I don't really know. But anyways, the point is, guys, that now Widowmakers are going to be able to place a Venom Mine behind them, and then if you trip their Venom Mine, they're going to know when you are going towards them. Okay, which basically gives Widowmakers an advantage to be more viable when it comes down to their sniping positions. For example, let's say I throw a Venom Mine behind me, okay, and a McCree steps on my Venom Mine. I know I'm going to be able to see the McCree through walls, and I'm going to be able to headshot him. So this is a great buff for Widowmaker. Some Widowmaker players might say it's not a great buff and it's nothing at all, but this is big, and this is definitely going to make Widowmaker way more viable than, well, she already is, but then again, she's not really the best hero for everybody. Those are my thoughts on Widowmaker. Now, of course, I just want to read what the developer said real quick. Widowmaker is extremely powerful in the right hands, but her abilities often felt like a little weak. The grappling hook cooldown reduction means she is more likely to have it available when she needs to escape. And on top of all that, of course, when it comes down to mobility, you know, switching from one position to the other, positioning with Widowmaker is very important. Venom Mine is intended to be an early warning system, uncovering enemies that are attempting to flank her on a team. Flank her or her team. With this change, she can see enemies when they trigger the mine, even if they are on the other side of the wall. Oh, by the way, another reason why I like this Venom Mine change. Just think about it. You throw the Venom Mine towards a team fight, you tag the Mercy with your Venom Mine, and you know where the Mercy is, and then you can tell your team to go kill the Mercy. I love the Widowmaker buff, guys. I know I spent like almost 40% of the video talking about it, but I'm sorry, I really had to touch up on it. Junkrat can now have 2 concussion mines. I was talking with my friend Bianca about this. She's a Junkrat main. Guys, this is going to be the difference between a good Junkrat and a great Junkrat, right? Like, a good Junkrat is just going to use his concussion mines. A great Junkrat is going to use his concussion mines for positioning and for, you know, for him to be able to get to a place where he can actually do some pretty good damage to the team. The Riptire's movement was increased by 30%. This is good because that means the Riptire is going to be harder to kill now. And there is no longer a time limit when wall climbing. So I already saw a post on Reddit of this guy taking like wall climbing his Riptire all the way across Eichenwald. So hopefully they add like a small timer to wall climbing, maybe like 10 seconds or something like that. That would be nice. Orisa. I'm really happy with the changes to Orisa. And honestly, people are going to regret this buff, man. I'm telling you, Orisa is looked down upon. Orisa is underestimated a lot. Fusion Rifle. Projectile speed increased by 20%. This basically means you're going to be able to hit targets easier. This is a big deal for Orisa, okay? And the reason for that is because, of course, I am an Orisa man. I know a lot about Orisa. The reason for that is, guys, is because oftentimes it was literally impossible to kill Pharahs and to shoot Mercies in the air with Orisa's weapon because of how slow the projectiles were. Protective Barrier. All this time, I actually thought that Protective Barrier was actually called Projected Barrier. But anyways, the barrier size was increased by 20%. Obviously, I can't show you guys gameplay, but basically, Orisa's barrier is almost the size of Reinhardt's barrier now, which is actually pretty good. And the barrier shape has been shaped to allow more coverage from enemies. In other words, now you have more coverage from the left and the right side. This is amazing. Roadhog, take a breather. You can now use take a breather while moving, and you reduce, and you get, of course, 50% less damage when you're actually healing. You know, some people might not be happy about those Roadhog changes. Honestly, they're pretty good. Honestly, I don't think Roadhog should be one-shotting. He's a fucking tank. I've always said that. I've always agreed with that. Alright. Anyways, they also fixed a couple of bugs, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't give a shit about the bugs. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, if you enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe to join the Salvajee cartel, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one.